Gonna keep adding a few coals around here. You can put some, but no, that's hot down there. Well, good morning, everybody. It is the holiday season, and today I have got a holiday dish on that was a staple of my childhood growing up. And matter of fact, I just don't think it would have been a holiday without some good old sweet potato casserole. This is a dish my mom has made for as long as I can remember, and probably generations before. It took me about an hour to get the coals going this morning. Hey, I don't know if you can tell in the background, but this wind is really whipping right now. And it just made for a pretty rough start today. But we have our first Thanksgiving celebration meal coming up, and actually, well, in about 2 hours. So I've got to get this dish done. We've got us about a dozen Vardaman sweet potatoes down in there, and boy, you can sure hear that olive oil sizzling. We put a few coals up and under the bottom. We've put a few coals here on top, and we just made a ring with the rest right here around the outside. And we're gonna try to keep a few fresh ones put on there to keep this thing hot, because we're gonna need it hot for about another good hour and a half. So about every 15 minutes, we're gonna stir the sweet potatoes around a little bit, and we're gonna turn the Dutch oven about 90 degrees, just so we can try to keep that heat evenly distributed around that pot. I'm planning on about another 45-minute cook time on these right now, and then we're gonna start making our dish and putting it together. I'm gonna try to take some of these on the bottom and get them up to the top, and some of them on the top and get them down there to the bottom. About our 30-minute check now. Getting tender. Getting really tender. Still a little firm down in the middle. All right, we're gonna go ahead and rotate our lid again. About right here. We're gonna rotate, and I think in about 15 more minutes, these potatoes will be done. With the wind blowing the way it is, my coals are burning really fast. They're just crumbling around the edges. So I went ahead and started my chimney starter with a second batch, because I want to make sure we've got enough heat to finish out this dish. About another 15 minutes cooking, and I think these potatoes will be ready to pull. So the next thing we want to do, even before we mash them, is I've got to get 1/3 cup of butter melted to go into our mix. Add 1/3 cup of milk. 1 or 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. In this case, we got the homemade kind. That's one of those, if you know, you know. about like that. Now we're gonna go back to that butter, and we didn't get it melted completely, but we are gonna cut it in, and with the heat from these sweet potatoes, we shouldn't have any trouble. Then after that, a whole cup of sugar. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get that added to our Dutch. And now that our mixture's been put in the pot, it's time to start on that topping. And what better thing to start with than more butter? How much exactly? Another half a cup, melted if possible. So along with our half a cup of butter, we're gonna need 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of flour, and 1 cup of chopped pecans. We just want to crumble all that on there. Crumble it all on the top, push it down in. Casserole's in, got the topping on top, got the lid on, and we're back into our hot coals now for about another 20 to 30 minutes. Now I didn't put any coals directly under the Dutch this time because I don't want the bottom to scorch or burn before that topping starts to caramelize. So if you're like me throughout the course of the year, a lot of times you find yourself just not knowing really what to be thankful for anymore. And that's what this season is all about. It's what are we thankful for? How can we lend a hand to our neighbor? How can we help someone out maybe who's struggling? And how can we just be thankful to God for all of many blessings that he's given us, because we don't deserve a single one of them. I would have to say the main thing that I'm thankful for is my relationship with Jesus Christ. The eternal salvation that he freely offers to those who will repent and believe. Is something that as mankind and humanity, we do not deserve that grace at all. Next would have to be my family. My precious wife, who puts up with so much more than she should coming from me, and then my 3 children, who I'm so thankful for that I have healthy children, and though we stay in the doctor's office a lot, they have no serious medical issues. And so that is truly a blessing from above, that we are fortunate enough to be mostly healthy as a family. My mom, my sister, my in-laws, everybody. I'm so thankful for the family I have and the oneness that we have together. We're not a family divided. I feel as at home when I am with my wife's parents as I do when I'm with my own. And that's not something that a lot of people can say. So I challenge you today and in the upcoming season to find something and cling to it that you can be thankful for too. So it appears to be caramelizing a little on top. I truly believe in another 15 minutes, it is going to be some seriously good eats. Well folks, we have scooted all the coals back and took all the coals off the top, and we've just basically had our oven on warm now for about the last 30 minutes or so, but it's time to take a look inside. Boy, I tell you, you got something that good, it's just hard to get that last bite in. It is phenomenal. It's out of this world. Now, for something that has a cup of white sugar, a cup of brown sugar, and 2 sticks of butter in it, approximately 2 sticks, it's dessert. It's definitely dessert. However, we're fixing to get on the pie and the coffee in there too. Nothing about it is campy, charcoaly, smoky, nothing like that. I mean, that Dutch oven, it is sealed in there, it's cooking, but it just has an excellent flavor profile. We got a little bit of crust around the edges of our topping. The rest of it was just pure gooey goodness. I mean, it was good.